Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Fitzgerald Stadium in Killarney. You join us as both Spa and St Mary's are going through their final warm-up on a lovely day for football. Very calm and dry here, and a little bit cloudy, all right, but I don't think there's any fear of rain to arrive in the next couple of hours. There are no late changes on either side. We'll start with the Spa team. They have James Devan in goal. It's a full backline of Michael Finnegan, Aidan Cahill, the captain, and Hugh O'Donoghue. Shane Cronin, Dan O'Donoghue and Shane Lynch are the half-back line. Midfield partnership are Andrew Garnett and Liam Carney. A half-forward line of Mike McCarthy, Michael O'Donoghue and Ryan O'Carroll. Full forward line Cormac Cronin, Mike Foley and Evan Cronin. St Mary's have in goal Austin Constable. The full back line is Patrick Curnan, Brian Curran and Conor O'Shea. Half back line Daniel O'Sullivan, Liam Sheehan and Conor Quirk. Centre field Brian Sheehan and Dennis Daly. It's Paul O'Donoghue, Niall O'Driscoll and Aidan Walsh in the half forward line. Sean Curnan, the captain, Daniel Daly and Anthony Curnan at number 15. Our referee for this afternoon is Cathal O'Duda from Ungurtach. Tim Moyne in ideal conditions.
Yeah, ideal. You're looking down over on the scoreboard side, Gary. There's not a move from that flag over the scoreboard end, and perfect days, I suppose, conducive to good football. And be interesting today, I suppose, Brian Sheehan and free taking and how disciplined the Spa side are. So he could have a huge say, but again, I think it's a wide open affair here today, Gary.
A fair sprinkling of former Kerry minors in that Spa team, Tim.
Yeah, when you look through it, of course, the guys that were involved this year, Mike Foley and Evan Cronin, of course, Liam Carney, a man has already won an All-Ireland Junior this year, and of course Dan O'Donoghue, of course, one of the defenders as well. Yeah, a fair spread of experience. Of course, Andrew Garnett in midfield, being involved with Kerry junior sides as well. So a nice few of those guys have wore the Kerry jersey, but no different to the other side as well. A serious side, and look at their midfield pair, and the man I've just mentioned already, Brian Sheehan, and of course Dennis Daly, who was involved with the under-21s in the past season as well, and of course Paul O'Donoghue on the half-forward line. So, like I say, it's very hard to weigh up, but some big scoring by St Mary's, Gary. In the first round, they scored, there was a 2-12 to 1-8 against Listowel, and then they put up 2-13 against, of course, another South Kerry team, that was Waterville, and of course they beat, and that was a big scalp, because Desmond's, I take it, went in favourite in that game. St Mary's put 3-17 in most of the entertaining games. Listen to Colm Kelly, I wasn't at that game, but that table was highly entertaining.
Couple of quick updates from around the county. Stacks won 4, draw 3 points. That's in hurling, of course, and in basketball, I can tell you, in the under-20 Women's Cup at the end of the first quarter, St Mary's 15, Killester 14, and we're dealing with St Mary's here and Spa. We're just about ready for the throw-in, as I mentioned. Cathal O'Duda is the referee this afternoon. St Mary's will defend the St Finians into the ground. They'll play from right to left. We're just about ready for the throw-in. Not a whole pile of spectators, unfortunately, here this afternoon. The game is thrown in, and straight away it's Spawn. Mike O'Donoghue has gone into the attack, and he gives a good ball inside to Ryan O'Carroll. Ryan O'Carroll taking on Conor Quirk. Ryan O'Carroll gives it to Liam Carney. Liam Carney, the runner, coming deep is Shane Cronin, but intercepted nicely by Paulie O'Donoghue, wearing number 10, and he plays it out to Brian Sheehan, who finds himself in space. Approaching Brian Sheehan is Andrew Garnett. They'll have a fair old tussle this afternoon. Sheehan drives it low inside, looking for Daniel Daly. Daniel Daly, there's a good running inside there. That's a very good run inside there, and that's Niall O'Driscoll. Niall O'Driscoll plays it outside again to the number 14. Daniel Daly hits it high, and Daniel Daly has hit it to the right and wide. First opportunity, Tim.
Yeah, turnover ball on the other side of the field by St Mary's, because from the throw-ins, Ball won the ball, but great movement over on the far side by Brian Sheehan. A big game expect from this man in general play, not just the dead ball today, but send a beautiful ball inside, looking for Daniel Daly. Again, had a chance, but put it to the right and wide. But nerves, I suppose, in the early part of this game. A score will settle either side now, Gary.
Yeah, well, the first kick out in anger to come from James Devan. Temple 1-8 and Firey's on 9 points in the County Junior semi-final. The kick out towards the middle of the field. Oh, well, big jump by Liam Carney, but he left the ball after him, unfortunately, and a foul committed on Paulie O'Donoghue, 60 yards out from goal. A runner, and a very good ball inside given by Paulie O'Donoghue to the number 11, and that, of course, is Niall O'Driscoll, and again it's tail to the right and wide, and Niall O'Driscoll will be disappointed with that one.
Yeah, he'll be disappointed, because I had that bit of space. I thought that no wind took it to that side. It's just a missed kick by him, but great movement as well, and great reading from Paul O'Donoghue to send that ball in over the top, and for a chance for him to get a good score. But Niall O'Driscoll put it to the right. And
Carney's a big man, Tim.
Yeah, he's a big man. A lot. They were telling us that he's a future Kerry star. He's had a massive year, of course, with the juniors winning the All-Ireland, and he was one of the big players for them. But great minor he was as well, and he's carrying on from where he left off in the
James Devan again, kick out. Carney goes high, but left after Brian Sheehan into his belly. It landed. Brian Sheehan now approached by Andrew Garnett. Low left-footed effort inside, looking for Sean Curnan, the captain. This guy, you could on his day see him getting more goals than points. He's well known to have a cut at it. Brian Sheehan does have a cut, and he lands it over the bar from just inside the 45-yard line from play. First blood to the Marys.
Yeah, even it's only 2 minutes and 12 seconds old. What's notable out there there now, Gary, that the foot passing, the two balls that St. Mary's win, they were long balls in, even though that one came back out to Brian himself. Beautiful score by him. He doesn't miss from those angles, or well within his compass, and puts it over the bar. But the foot passing is very notable by St. Mary's in the early part of this game.
James Devan, this is about his fourth kick out already in 2 minutes, and he drives it out again towards the middle of the field. Sheehan will go high, and so will Garnett. None of them get it. The break is got again by Conor Quirk. St. Mary's mopping up those breaks at the moment. Conor Quirk gives it inside again to Sean Cornan. Sean Cornan now buzzing, coming through again. It's a very good run from Aidan Walsh. Aidan Walsh, he did a great game last week for the South Kerry senior team, but Aidan Walsh has pulled this one to the left and wide. 3 wides already to St. Mary's.
Yeah, 3 wides and only 3 minutes gone in this game. Again, they're driving forward, winning those breaks, and a great break there by Conor Quirk in the middle of the park. Read it well, it fell behind the midfield, but that's where you want your wing backs to read that ball before the opposition reads it, and they went forward again, but 3 wides and the first score in the game by them as well.
Well, Spa have only got 1 attack so far from the first 3 minutes, and that was interrupted, and James Devan now is on about maybe his 4th kick out. He's been certainly a busy goalie in 2 minutes, hasn't he?
Yeah, very busy man there. He probably didn't expect that so early in the game, but it's telling you that they're mopping it up around the middle of the field. Spal want to get their hands on this one, Gary.
Here comes Devan now once again. He kicks it out, more or less down the middle it goes. Sheehan and Garnett will go high, punched from Garnett this time, and alive to the punch and alive to it very well was the wing forward Shane Cronin, who's up the 40. There's a runner here, Ryan O'Carroll going through. It's open up for him. Definitely a score for Spa, you would think, and Ryan O'Carroll tips it over the bar. The number 12, extremely slack marking from St. Mary's.
Yeah, he slipped inside Daniel O'Sullivan there, massive space, put it over on the left, level pegging on 4 minutes. But again, those breaks and counter, it's in stuff at the minute, Gary.
It is indeed, and this is the first kick out from Austin Constable, and we sing congrats to Austin and his partner Claire O'Sullivan. They became parents during the week, and I know the great John Allen O'Sullivan is tuned in from Hong Kong. He wants to send on his congrats as well. Well, Austin, he didn't do too well with that kick out because it drove us straight out over the sideline on the far side of the field and the stand side, and it's a line ball to Spawn. It's quickly taken back to Andrew Garnett. Andrew Garnett now trying to get away from Brian Sheehan, still holding possession over there, just a couple of yards in from the sideline. Sold a little bit of a mini dummy, so he did. Dan O'Donoghue gets to the centre half back. He's fouled. It's a free bang on midfield. Dan O'Donoghue does a runner to this side of the field. Liam Sheehan caught for a little bit of pace, but certainly not caught for direction, because he judged that ball to perfection. And Liam Sheehan, of course, the younger brother of Brian Sheehan at centre half back, he is fouled, and he gives the ball now to his midfield man. That, of course, is Dennis Daly. Dennis Daly into left corner forward. The live wire. That is Sean Cornan, the captain, taking on O'Donoghue. Sean Cornan now, he's taking on this other cornerback. That is Mike Finnegan. Plays it outside here now to Paul O'Donoghue. Paul O'Donoghue, it's looking good, and I think it's just crept inside the post. It has. Paul O'Donoghue puts St. Mary's back in front, 2 points to 1.
Yeah, there wasn't an inch in it there, Gary. I thought that was going to hit the upright there, but again, an attacking move where they turned over ball. St. Mary's on the other side of the field came up along. Again, foot passing was involved and ended up with Paul taking a good score again. They'll take that 2 points to 1 advantage going into the 6th minute, Gary.
James Devan coming wing in with the kick out. St. Mary's leading by 2 points to 1. Here comes the kick out from James Devan. Just coming up to half time. Stacks 1-5 to all 4 points. And a great catch again in the middle of the field despite Dennis Daly, and the runner is Brian Sheehan coming through the middle like a train. Brian Sheehan is on a run. It has to be a score. It must be a goal. Brilliant block inside. And Sheehan got the rebound. It somehow clipped his ankle, but it ran wide and wide.
Yeah, it all opened up for the South Kerry man. Of course, the Kerry star himself, Brian Sheehan, acres of space there, and you could see the further he was going to try and pick his spot, but well defended, well broken out there. The rebound, I thought he'd catch it soccer-like again, but it went to the right and wide. A huge chance there for St. Mary's.
He should have buried it, Tim.
Yeah, he had the chance. He had buried it. But again, danger for the Spa. That defence opened up there, didn't it?
Yeah, Sheehan came through the middle, not a living soul on him, right through the middle, tore up the Spa defence. He went for a low shot. Maybe he should have gone for a bit more power, but it was blocked by the ankles. He got the rebound, and his rebound went wide. And Dan O'Donoghue now trying to work it out. 4 wides already to St. Mary's. St. Mary's have it back again. Great work rate by Dennis Daly. Dennis Daly gives it outside now to Anthony Cornan, a brother of Sean's, and Anthony Cornan has put it over the bar. First score of the afternoon from the left corner forward, Anthony Cornan. 3 points to 1 now to St. Mary's.
Yeah, and all those points from both sides have come from play, but great work by Dennis Daly, and he read that beautifully. Centre forward, that was his point. He put it on a plate for Anthony Cornan. Again, putting all the pressure on them, not letting them gather any momentum from the back, the Spa side. And St. Mary's, every time they go forward, they look to be a threat.
7 minutes gone here. Not a puff of breeze in the Fitzgerald Stadium. James Devan now kicks it out to his right hand side. Under it there is Paulie O'Donoghue breaking it down, but Michael Finnegan should go in for the break, and Michael Finnegan gets the break. He gives it to his centre half back, Dan O'Donoghue. Little bit of foul coming out. The referee call. Who do this is play on. Aidan Cahill is the captain captain, the teacher. He now gives it to Andrew Garnett. Andrew Garnett, a tug there, definitely, I would have thought, by Conor O'Shea. The referee left him get on with it. Andrew Garnett has it on the far side. Now advantage is given. It's gone backwards into the hands of Shane Lynch. He's the left half back. In fact, the referee didn't give advantage. He's given the free over in the far side of the field. The linesman has come in and he's told the Spa player to take it from the correct position. And Shane Lynch is the man that's going to take this one and takes it now to Andrew Garnett. Very experienced midfielder he is. Of course, a great Kerry Junior. Long high ball inside. Oh, it's broken inside. Momentarily went for Cormac Cronin. It should be trying to chip it up here was the right cornerback Shane Cronin. Shane Cronin working his way in. Hand passes it across the square, but easily gathered by Liam Sheehan. That's a waste of an attempt by Spa.
Yeah, that should be fisted over the bar again. They were caught inside the St. Mary's full back line. They all came forward there, slipped the wing back inside, and first Spa, that number 5, and that was Shane Cronin. A chance there.
Aidan Walsh outside here now again goes to Anthony Curran, approaching the 45-yard line, gives it inside to Paulie O'Donoghue. Paulie O'Donoghue wing forward for South Kerry last week. Paulie O'Donoghue going through. Was he pulled? He was pulled to the ground just outside the big parallelogram. No fear that it would be a penalty, but Paulie O'Donoghue pulled to the ground, free in and a scoreable one.
Yeah, and every chance he gets it, when he gets on the ball now, Gary, he's taken on. Of course, he's been marked by the number 10 on the other side. That's Mike McCarthy as well. He's drew the free there, and again a very scoreable position. St. Mary's on the counter are very dangerous, but a chance at the other side there for Spa. They should have put that at least over the bar.
They should have at least killed the ball in here, shouldn't they? Yeah. I mean, to hand pass it across the goal was criminal. Brian Sheehan, I think if we roll back the years and made him into an under 12, he'd pop this one over the bar, because he's just about a yard outside the big parallelogram, and Brian Sheehan will make it 4 points to 1, and that's what he does, Tim, with 9 minutes gone.
Yeah, that's what he does. And the long distance one, I met him the other day, and he started kicking 45s at 15 years of age, and he's kicked a fair few since. That was only bread and butter stuff there to Brian. And again, you have to be disciplined with a free taker of his kind. Again, fairly well balanced, even though there's 3-point advantage. It's at the other side of the field. Spa should be taking their chances.
St. Mary's basketball side are losing 30-36 in the under 20 women's cup at the end of the second quarter. The kick out has gone to the middle of the field, and it's gone the way of Andrew Garnett, and he plays it back now to Dan O'Donoghue. Dan O'Donoghue plays it over again to his other wing back, that's Shane Lynch, trying to work it out. Shane Lynch ran into a bit of a cul-de-sac. It's reached to Mike McCarthy. Tim Rightly says he's wearing 10, but he's playing at wing back. This now is Cormac Cronin, the roaming right corner forward. Back again it goes to Mike McCarthy. He's still 75 yards from goal though. Gives it inside here now. Can Spa get something out? Is very near the line. I think he was got out over it. Brendan Twist, the linesman, didn't seem to indicate it to him. It's a free to Spa, but from here he looked out over the line.
Yeah, if you go to the TMO, I'd say you'll be saying he definitely had a foot in touch there, but
looked very much like it. Speaking of TMOs, Ireland Rugby have it all to do. We'll keep you updated as this game progresses, but losing 20-10 at half time and losing Towie Bow after 10 minutes. Not a great start by Joe Schmidt's side. This now is a kick from Michael Stam O'Donoghue, just about 15 yards in from the sideline. Will he have a cut of it from here? He might. He's judging it. It's curling beautifully, but it's gone to the left and wide. That's the first wide for Spa, Tim.
Yeah, first wide and 4 on the other side of the field for St. Mary's. Again, they're working off crumbs. It seems to be very laboured when they're going into attack with the Spa side. There's more fluency in the St. Mary's side with the foot passing and the dangerous players. And like I say, Paul O'Donoghue is giving them a lot to think about in that half forward line. They look dangerous inside as well, Gary.
Temple with a goal lead still in that county junior semi-final against Fireys. It's 1-12 to 12 points. Temple leading, of course, and the winners will play Glenbeigh Glencar in the final after they overcame Beaufort yesterday. Austin Constable, good kick out. Bit of a nudge, I thought, there by Shane Lynch on the St. Mary's man, Aidan Walsh. The referee didn't quite see it like that now. Maybe he did, in fact. I think he has given that free. That's a long ball. Looking for Niall O'Driscoll. Niall Noddy O'Driscoll, one of the long-serving members of the St. Mary's side. A high ball, not a great ball inside. Looking for Daniel Daly, broken from him rather easily by Aidan Cahill. The captain, and Aidan Cahill now stopped on his way out, but a free out. Not the greatest ball in the world to give in, Tim, to a full forward.
No, it isn't, and they're going with a two-man full forward line. St. Mary's, and Sean Kernan and Daniel Daly inside, but it didn't work. That good work, I suppose, by Aidan Cahill there, breaking the ball away.
This is Liam Carney, the midfielder, but he's in the right half-back position, trying to work this ball out. The scoreline is 4 points to 1 to St. Mary's. There's 11 and a half minutes gone here, and the Castle Island Marks intermediate final. This time it deceived the man that was caught badly was Patrick Curnan. It's going through. It's a chance for Spa. Has to be a goal. Austin Constable's blocked it on the line. Heroic defending by Constable and one of his other defenders. It's gone out for a 45, but Tim, that net should have rattled.
Yeah, great work by Austin inside. He spread his body there to stop. That was a goal. That had a goal written all over it. And that's the second time they've been caught inside St. Mary's with ball in over the top. The forward slip inside. That should have been a goal. It was just 1-1, but he made himself big inside, Austin Constable. And again, a hero as he's done it in the past. Well done by him.
Great save. I mean, it was Patrick Curnan who got deceived by the hop. It totally went in over his head. It was Evan Cronin. He played a 1-2 with one of his teammates inside there, but Constable spread himself, and that big long 6 foot plus figure. He kept it out. There was a touch. It's a 45. This is going to be taken by Andrew Garnett. It's 4 points to 1. That should have been a goal for Spa. If they'll talk about his poor kick inside, mopped up inside nicely by Liam Sheehan. Liam Sheehan stacks her 1-6 to Jawas, 5 points at half time. In the hurling game, Mike O'Halloran will be certainly happy with that one, and I can tell you as well that Ireland have just got a try in the Rugby World Cup. We'll have more on that in just a second. Daniel Kasura-O'Sullivan gives it outside here now to Dennis Daly. Dennis Daly very near the sideline. Daly look up. There's 2 inside to play from. One of them is Sean Cordan, but Daly still continues the run, and following him is Ryan O'Carroll. Still Daly, tight angle. Now he needs help, and help has come from Paul O'Donoghue. Paul O'Donoghue, nice ball. This is slack marking by Spa. Paul O'Donoghue trading passes there with Anthony Cornan. Paul O'Donoghue has run all the way in to the middle of the goal, and Paul O'Donoghue slots it over the bar. That's way too easy, Tim, as far as Spa's concerned.
Yeah, and Paul O'Donoghue is a standout player in the early part of this game. Well, he's given huge options to St Mary's when they're going forward. He cut inside 3 or 4 defenders, but they stood off him and put it over on the right. The difference between, I suppose, St Mary's and Spa, St Mary's are taking their chances now and asking more questions of the Spa defence.
Well, it's game on in the Rugby World Cup, because that try has been scored by Georgie Murphy. He must have come on. Its conversion is good. It's Argentina 20, it's Ireland 17. That is the latest in the Rugby World Cup, and this is a chance now again coming for Spa, and it's gathered by Cormac Cronin. Still Cormac Cronin working the ball. Oh, that's a very poor effort by Cronin, unless it might work out. Well, it won't, because Aidan Walsh is after getting this ball, and he's working it out to Brian Curran, and St Mary's looking confident in defence, Tim.
Yeah, they're looking confident, but they're not giving them a lot to think about either inside. There's no great movement by the inside forwards by Spa at the moment. It's very, they're winning easy ball, the backs on the St Mary's side.
This now is a chance in the middle of the field for Daniel O'Sullivan. It's very slow, methodical build-up. Not the greatest pass in the world by Dan O'Sullivan, and that's gone straight out over the line in the corner flag position.
Yeah, 4-point advantage heading into the 15th minute of the first half for St Mary's. They've been playing well, taking their chances. They've had the chances at the other side of the field. Spa, they should have had a goal, but great work by Austin Constable as they come away. Spa at the back.
A little bit of it off the ball, a little bit of pushing and shoving. The 2 Kernan brothers fighting their corner, but nothing too malicious in it. This has worked out so far, not too far out the field, may I add, though, and Spa have it now around the midfield. Liam Sheehan rounded and fouling Cormac Cronin, and the ball is being brought forward for something that's said by Cathal O'Duda.
Yeah, a little bit of dissent there, but they're anxious to get something going, getting a score here, Gary.
And this ball is landed inside to Shane Lynch. Shane Lynch now, it's 5 points to 1. St Mary's leading after 15 minutes here at this first half. Shane Lynch, what a poor effort by Shane Lynch, and Liam Sheehan mops it up, Tim.
Yeah, that final third of the field is not working at the moment for Spa. It's very easy for the inside backs. Passes going astray by Spa when they're going forward, but St Mary's going the attack with their corner forward again, and that's Anthony Curnan. 1 point already, and Liam Carney looks to foul him, was scooped off the ground by Curnan, but the reason it was because he was fouled and pushed to the back, pushed on the back by Liam Carney, and Brian Sheehan will strut over for this one, Tim. Yeah, they're controlling this game, and again a chance here for Brian, just inside on the terrace side of the field, well within his compass as well. They have that 4-point advantage. They'll slow it down all day as he makes his approach to this free, and again a chance. When you have a free taker of his calibre, Gary, you wouldn't be too indisciplined, would you?
Yeah, about 10 yards in from the sideline, just about 40 yards out from goal. Brian Sheehan, more or less on the terrace side of the ground, 5 points to 1 his side lead after nearly 16 minutes of this opening half in the Castle Island Mart Intermediate Club Final. Brian Sheehan with the hands and the hips. He's usually landed from around here. It might be a tough kick for anyone to take, but Brian Sheehan is not anyone, but he's pulled it to the left. Had the distance, Tim, but not the accuracy.
Had the distance. He probably should have aimed for the far post there, but it was not too far away. Was that the first wide by Brian? Well, it's the second wide for St Mary's. On the other side of the field, they've had chances as well, but again, they look to be the team on top at the moment, St Mary's, Gary.
Now the kick out from James Devan coming again. 16 minutes and 17 seconds gone. 5-1. St Mary's leading. James Devan drives it out to this side of the field. Conor Quirk fighting for possession. Conor Quirk trying to break it away, and Brian Sheehan nipping in ahead of Shane Cronin. Sheehan is on a run again. Carney's after him. Sheehan lost the ball. They don't want to give away free here. It's only 25 yards out from goal. Still Brian Sheehan, a very tight angle by him, trying to get into a shooting range for Sheehan. He still has it gone through inside to the big parallelogram, but he's lost it at the last minute. A tug on the jersey, a free out to Spa.
Yeah, that spelled danger there, but they ended up 4 or 5 players around him. He was going to lose it then, but they come away with it around the middle of the park again.
Sean Moynihan can't be happy with this first 16 minutes for Spa. It's a very, very lacklustre display by them. This is Sean Cronin though, the runner. After him there is Paulie O'Donoghue. Sullivan gives it inside now to Garnett. Garnett with a chance, or is it Mike Stam O'Donoghue? It is Mike O'Donoghue trying to get away from his man. He does get away from his man and puts it clean between the posts. The first shot in anger at the post, Tim, from Mike Stam O'Donoghue.
Yeah, first on, he used all his strength there going forward again. A ball that again turned over at the other side of the field when Brian Sheehan had a chance, but they went forward. The half back line are trying to show the forwards how to do it here, and they went forward but ended up with the centre forward. That was Mike Stam and popped it over the bar.
Austin Constable to take the kick out once again. Nearly 18 minutes gone here, 12 to the break. Austin Constable, his side leading by 5 points to 3, and if they win tonight they'll talk about that save 10 minutes into the game where he spread all of his body on the boot and brought off a magnificent save to kick out to the middle of the field. Great catch there by Mike McCarthy. He's the number 10. He's fouled. It's a free just outside the 45-yard line to Spa. Spa coming into it a little bit, Tim, in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, they're coming into it. Of course, there was early misses. They are gaining a bit of confidence now, and that won't do any harm to Mike O'Donoghue to put that over. And the referee again
brought it forward.
And bringing it forward. That's not the first time he's done it in this game, and giving an easier chance to Mike.
Yeah, way more easier for Mike now. I mean, discipline in the Mary's defence for something that was said to Cathal O'Duda. It's going to be free to Mike O'Donoghue, dead straight almost in front of the post and 40 yards out from goal. Lands it high into the hands. It was nearly into the hands of Austin Constable, but it went right over the bar, over the black spot for Mike O'Donoghue. Now 5-3 to the Marys.
Yeah, 2-point advantage when they're well in control. St. Mary's gathering a bit of confidence there around the middle. Players like their wing back Shane Cronin getting on the ball a lot and driving them forward. So that breaking ball they weren't winning earlier, well, they're getting a fair percentage of it now.
Constable straight down the middle. Andrew Garnett breaks it nicely to Shane Lynch. Shane Lynch gives it now over to Ryan O'Carroll. He got the first score of the afternoon for Spa. Shane O'Carroll taking on Daniel O'Sullivan. Get around him as if he wasn't there. A little bit of a tug on the jersey. Good work over there by Patrick Curnan, trying to get it back for St. Mary's, but it's Carroll that has it. Plenty of men calling for it in blue jerseys. One of them is Andrew Garnett. Hits it high, but he's pulled it badly to the right and wide.
Yeah, another wide for the Spa side. It's very noticeable as well when the forward is on the ball for the Spa side. There's 3 or 4 backs that converge. Sometimes they're not man. There's loose men inside when Spa are going forward, and everyone seems to be drawn to where the ball is as far as St. Mary is concerned. But that was a poor shot in the end, and another wide for Spa.
Argentina are gone 23-17 up on Ireland. It's a penalty for them. 51 minutes gone in the Rugby World Cup. Ireland with it all to do. St. Mary's with it all to do here, and there's a Spa man whistled and fouled, says the referee, because there was a nudge on the back and the ball is being brought forward. Cathal O'Duda taking no mouth here this afternoon, Tim.
Yeah, any chat at all or back chat, he will he will punish you. He will penalise you.
Shane Lynch was the man. It's driven in long now by Dennis Daly. High ball inside, broken inside easily though into Dan O'Donoghue. Not working out for Daniel Daly at the edge of the square at the moment. Eamon Cahill has the better of him. This is gathered in the midfielder by Andrew Garnett. Brian Sheehan zooming in on him. 5 points to St. Mary's, 3 points to Spa. Almost 20 minutes gone here in the opening half here of a very entertaining game. Long ball inside, and again the full back line for the Marys doing well at the moment, and it's played outside nicely to Niall Lolly O'Driscoll, the 40 yards man who's gone roaming. He gives it to Paulie O'Donoghue. Wing forward for South Kerry last weekend, wing forward for St. Mary's this weekend. Way over into the far side of the field. The runner over there is Anthony Curnan, brother of course of Patrick and of Sean as well. Curnan leaving this ball after him momentarily. That's Brian Sheehan that has it inside the 45. Brian Sheehan left footed nonchalantly strokes it inside looking for Aidan Walsh, but he's just overcooked it, and this is working outside by Liam Carney now. Gives it to Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy, there's a foul committed, says the referee. Well, he's blown for something anyway, Tim. Is he having a chat with Paulie O'Donoghue?
Yeah, I think he's calling him there, but Aidan Walsh there, I thought he'd put more effort into getting to that ball. That was a good ball across the square by Brian Sheehan. Again, to get in the end of it, they're going with a 2-man full forward line. 13 men behind the ball that time with Mary's attack, so most teams in the county are doing it now.
They are at the moment. The notebook is out. Paulie O'Donoghue is going into the referee's notebook. I didn't quite see what he did. Was it an off-the-ball tackle or what it was? I think it was more of a tackle than verbals. But Cathal O'Duda is writing Paulie O'Donoghue's name into the book, and the colour of the card is yellow, Tim.
Yeah, the first yellow card of the game being issued to Paulie O'Donoghue, and he's one of the brighter prospects in the last, I suppose, 10-15 minutes of this game. But Liam Carney trying to get something going again around the middle.
Carney takes it and trying to work this one in here now again, getting the return again. Carney driving it long inside. Mary's full back line in there, a little bit of pressure going back for there Brian Curran, but Austin Constable comes out a good 30-35 yards out from his goal, playing the sweeper system, Constable, and doing it to perfection, and now gives it to Dennis Daly. Dennis Daly, long ball inside again, looking for Paulie O'Donoghue again. Fuller running, he's 2 points so far to his credit, and he's also got a yellow card to his credit. He don't want to talk about that one. This is inside again to Curnan, or Daly it is in actual fact. Daniel Daly playing it across here now to Dennis Daly, the brother. Dennis is going to have a pop from 45 yards out right into the goalkeeper's hands, James Devan, and eventually, Tim, before 70 minutes or 60 minutes is played, some team is going to regret these efforts.
Yeah, likewise with Spa at the other side of the field. You have to be popping them over the bar. Sometimes you're better off kicking them wide than kicking them into the keeper's hands because it builds momentum again from the back.
Ryan O'Carroll getting the ball to Liam Carney. Liam Carney now driving it in. Liam Sheehan should be judging. Sheehan is playing very effective at centre back, Tim.
Yeah, he's mopping up everything behind that half back line. He's reading those, and poor passing as well by the Spa side inside gives him a chance to attack again through their centre forward. And of course that's Niall O'Driscoll. Liam
Sheehan to the brother Brian Sheehan. Mom and Dad John and Mary ain't too far away from us. They're down here in front of us watching their two sons playing very well at the moment. This is Anthony Curnan driving inside for the brother. This is Sean Curnan. He's a real live wire. He's the captain. This is now giving it to Aidan Walsh. Great build up by the Marys. Aidan Walsh, there's a score on. There's a goal on for Aidan Walsh. He decides to take his point. Had he gone further, Tim, he would have buried it.
Yeah, it was only himself and the keeper, James Devan, and trying to stop him on his way, but maybe it's wise sometimes to kick it over the bar than bring a save, but he definitely had a goal chance there.
Stacks have gone 277 points up in Joie, and this is a momentarily lapse in play because there's a Spa player gone down injured inside on the far side, Tim. It's only a matter of time before a goals are going to go into this game. Both defences are very open when they're ran at, haven't they?
Yeah, you can see to the other side of the field where Spa should have capitalised in a good movement where the backs came forward and the ball went in over the defence. Likewise at this side of the field, you will say as time goes on, but 6 points to 3, I suppose St. Mary's will be quite happy with their performance in the first 23 minutes of the game. Sean Moynihan wouldn't be too happy what's happening over on the other side of the field either. They should be taking their chances.
And as far as I can make out now, they've brought Conor O'Shea out to mark Mike Stamo Donoghue, and they've switched Liam Sheehan into left corner back, Tim.
Yeah, and we said about Liam Sheehan earlier that he mopped up a lot of ball reading, but a lot of poor ball going in from the half forward line into the inside line, first ball, and that's making the backs, I suppose, on the same area side look good at times, but you have to mop them up when they go your direction.
Ireland have cut the gap to 3. Ian Madigan with a penalty. It's 23-20 in favour of Argentina. Good ball inside here now for a chance for Daniel Daly selling the dummy to Aidan Cahill. Daniel Daly still holding on. There's a runner of Freeman on the far side. Aidan Walsh again. He just got 1 point. He's now got 2 points. Aidan Walsh getting 2 points in about 2 minutes, Tim.
Yeah, and the player that made that, a beautiful pass inside by Paul O'Donoghue again. He's the guys that are a great linkman inside, sending beautiful balls, spraying the passes all around the place. And of course Aidan Walsh again just had a goal chance a minute and a half ago. Well, he's got his second point. If he gets another one, it'll be the same as getting the goal in the next couple of minutes.
Triple are well on their way to the county junior final. They're 13 to 14 points up on Fireys, and that game has gone well into injury time. And James Devan again out to the middle. Wow, Carney went high for that one. He came down, he left the ball after him, but Spa still have possession. This is a long ball inside now to Evan Cronin. We haven't seen much of him so far. Cronin now rounding his man for the first time. That's Patrick Curnan. Curnan getting out by him. Cronin across it goes to the other man. That's Cormac Cronin. That tackle going in, a boot going in. No complaints surely. I think it was Brian Sheehan that put in the boot there. He can't complain about that one. It's a free into Spa, dead straight in front of the post.
Yeah, Cormac Cronin fouled there, but great vision I suppose by that man that hasn't been on the ball a lot, Evan Cronin, to put the ball. There was no need for St. Mary's to foul there. There was 3 defenders outside, and a very easy chance here for Mike Stam.
Well, a most welcome point and a most welcome score for Mike Stam O'Donoghue. It's his third of the afternoon, 2 frees. It's 7 points to 4. St. Mary's leading, Tim, with 5 minutes to the break.
Yeah, an interesting game so far. 25 minutes played. St. Mary's started quite brightly again, working off crumbs and kicking it with the 4 wides during a period of 7 or 8 minutes. Spa had a chance of a goal but didn't capitalise, but they still have that advantage, that 3-point advantage, and probably deserve it going into the 26 minutes.
Will we have a goal before the half ends? We may have a kick out to the middle of the field. Sheehan Garnett breaks it for him, but again into Daly. The Mary's management will be very happy with the breaks they've won around the middle of the field. This is Nolly O'Driscoll inside to Sean Curnan. Driscoll continues his run. He decides to give it to Daniel Daly. Hasn't scored yet. Maybe he will now, and that's what he exactly does. Daniel Daly getting his first score of the afternoon. 8 points to 4 to the South Kerry side.
Yeah, and 7 of those points are from play by Mary's as well, Gary. There was a free from Brian Sheehan as well, and that'll tell you he's probably coming a bit more deeper now to collect, because the long balls in wasn't helping. They were well cut out by the backs, but when he's showing for it, he's winning the ball.
Conor Quirk breaking the ball down, but it's gone into the hands of a Spa man, and the runner now Shane Cronin. Mike Stam O'Donoghue finds himself free, or Garnett it was in actual fact. This now is Shane Cronin again, coming up from right half back. Shane Cronin, it must be a point, and it is a point. The number 5, Shane Cronin, coming up 8 points to 5.
Yeah, that wouldn't be the first time he's done it so far in this half. Great move by them, great space. They seem to backpedal when they're being approached. The backs on the St. Mary side give them loads of space there, and the wing back popped over the bar to make it a 3-point game.
Austin Constable again in no rush to take this one. Why would he be with 4 minutes to go to the break? His side with a 3-point lead at the moment. 8 points to St. Mary's, 5 points to Spa. Austin kicks it out to the far side of the field. A battle there between Shane Lynch and Aidan Walsh. It's gone out of the Spa man, and it'll be a line ball to Aidan Walsh just outside his own 45, dead in front of the stand. And James O'Sullivan, selector, getting very animated in front of course, a former South Kerry senior manager, the 3-in-a-row manager when they did win the Bishop Moynihan. That's a poor effort by St Mary's man there, Tim. Right over the line
well
again.
in possession to get something going from the back, but a poor pass aside. But that man again is cutting it out at the back. He's reading it well, Liam Sheehan.
Poor sideline by Liam Carney, because it drove it straight into Liam Sheehan's hands, and now Liam Sheehan is fouled round about the midfield mark, and it's 8 points to 5. Coming out here now with the ball is Conor O'Shea. Conor O'Shea, the left cornerback for St Mary's. Good run by Conor. Help is there if he needs it, but he doesn't want it at the moment. That's a good run by Conor. Very, 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 I would call it a productive run by him. Is there an in product? Well, he gives it to Paulie O'Donoghue. Sprinting ahead of him is Niall O'Driscoll. Still Paulie O'Donoghue. Paulie O'Donoghue taking on his man. Still Paulie O'Donoghue selling dummies left, right and centre. It's curling. That's not going to curl left good enough, Tim. That's gone left and wide. That's 6 wides now for St Mary's.
Yeah, 6 wides, and as you were saying...
sorry.
I thought it was outside.
That was wide from here, isn't it?
Yeah, it looked wide from here, but there wasn't much in it. Again, we don't have Hawkeye, the advantage of Hawkeye.
The man on the left, I'm sure it was his call.
Overruled. It was his call. It was his side.
Now the man on the right has gone for the white flag. The man on the left is adamant it was wide.
Having a chat with him now anyway.
Now from us here it looked wide.
It did now, to be fair, and you have to be honest at these things, but they're having a discussion, the two umpires and the referee.
Who will Cahill do they believe? The man on the left or the man on the right? I think the man on the left has the more of the call on it, definitely.
And he'll judge on what he's seen himself as well, so there's wide ball. Yeah. It's wide, and I think
there's a fair call.
Justifiable having that, but those chances they're racking. Like you said, towards the end of the game, you could rule those chances. Again, a chance, but they look good when they're going forward, but they're racking up the wides as well. 6, like you say.
8-5. That's the story at the moment. 8-5. This kick out coming from James Devan. There's a minute to go of normal time. James Devan, Sean Moynihan certainly will have a lot of harsh words for his side at half time. The Mary's management team will be much the happier, I would think. Hugh O'Donoghue gets this I'd say call of a slow kick out and a safe kick out, but St Mary's fouling, working their ball out, and it was Alan Daly to the foul, and the referee gives the advantage. Gathered by Ryan Carroll. Ryan Carroll now plays it way over to this side of the field. Carroll taking good work by him. Ryan Carroll got the first goal of the afternoon. Give the ball inside for Cronin. Pushing the back by on the Cronin. Referee says play on. Carroll gets it again. Heavy hit being put in there by Dennis Daly. The referee leaving a lot go at the moment. Evan Cronin gives it outside and out to Andrew Garnett. Andrew Garnett, we're 30 seconds shy of the half-time break. Ball is played back to Dan O'Donoghue just inside the 45-yard line. Dan O'Donoghue at the outside of the boat. That's a great score. Possibly the score of the match so far, Tim, from the centre back from Spa.
An excellent score. It was waiting and went through a number of phases, a number of passes there before the decisive event. It was the centre back that came up into scoring position. Great score by him. It was about 47-48 yards out. Looked up after right boot. Makes it a 2-point game, Gary.
2-point game, 8 points to 6, and we're on 30 minutes. Maybe he'll add a minute or so, Cahill O'Donoghue. He mightn't add much, and in fact he doesn't add anything. 8 seconds, Tim, is all he's added. So a 2-point lead for St Mary's at half time.
Yeah, 2-point lead, and her 6 wides is it to 3 on the other side for
6-2.
A 6-2, a 2 first ball. And I tell you that I suppose they enjoyed an amount of possession. Had a goal chance as well midway through that half, the Spa side. But again, some poor passing inside. That inside line hasn't been working when they get into that final third. The other side of the field, Paul O'Donoghue looks dangerous as well, but you would think with the last couple of attacks in the game that a goal chance will come and somebody will exploit that. But a 2-point advantage. I'd say Mary's will be quite happy going in at half time. Sean Moynihan won't.
Certainly St Mary's the better side, but they only lead by 2 at half time here in the Castle Island Match Intermediate Club Final. The half time score is St Mary's 8 points, Spa 6 points. From us in Killarney, it's back to the studio in Tralee.
Final between Spa and St Mary's, and we'll rejoin Tim Moynihan and Gary O'Sullivan.
Thank you, Joe. Welcome back. Perfect timing. The referee has the ball in his hand and is just about to throw in the game for the second half. 8-6, of course. St Mary's leading by 2. Don't think, Tim, there's any position or personal changes at the break.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it out there, Gary. They're all going 1-1 as Cahill O'Donoghue starts off the second half.
And straight away it's gathered by Dennis Daly, who grabs the ball from the clouds from the throw-in, and he's taking on Liam Carney. Got inside the 45-yard line, plays it outside and now to Aidan Walsh. 2 points in the first half for Aidan Walsh. Gives it now to Brian Sheehan. Brian Sheehan, look up. He'll say there's only one man inside, that's Sean Cornan, but a poor pass by Sheehan, nicely mopped up by Hugh O'Donoghue. First 10 minutes now, Tim, will tell a lot.
Yeah, it'll tell a lot that St. Mary's will try to press that advantage as they go for goal here.
Nolly O'Driscoll into the goalkeeper's hands. It was a poor clearance. O'Driscoll intercepted, but straight into James Devan's hands, and working out with it now is Andrew Garnett. Andrew Garnett, the midfielder, playing at centre back at the moment, plays it outside to his right hand side. That looking like the wing forward Cronin. He's causing a lot of problems. In fact, it's not Cronin. This ball is walked into Cronin's being taken out of it in the far side. There was a third man tackled by Dennis Daly. Will the referee and will the linesman spot this one? Paul is driven inside, looking for Mike Stam O'Donoghue. Well gathered inside by Brian Curran, the full-back. They're not getting Stam O'Donoghue in the game at all today, Tim.
No, and now he's gone to the edge of the square from his centre forward position, and that long ball didn't work at all there. Brian Curran cut out that beautifully.
Liam Sheehan collided with his man on the way out. So I spotted that. There was a total accidental collision by both of them. Liam Sheehan, he's gone down. Who is the Spa man, but it was just a clash. They ran across each other and they collided. A brief moment, a brief lapse in play, Tim.
Yeah, two players down there, one from either side getting attention at the moment. I suppose what it tells you as well that Spa at half time, Gary, it's not working their half forward line, having Mike Donoghue there, and they're not getting much from the inside line, so that's why he's gone to the edge of the square. They're gone with a two-man full forward line. I see Evan Cronin playing inside in the full forward line as well.
Dennis Daly has been earmarked for that tackle. What's the colour of the card? It's yellow.
It's a yellow
so
card.
Yellow card. It was a third man tackle by Daly, alright, going through, and whether it was the linesman that indicated to the ref or did the ref see it himself independently, but Dennis Daly has got a yellow card. That's the second yellow of the afternoon, following Paul O'Donoghue's.
Yeah, the referee was very close up with the play there, but it looked from where we were that it was accidental, but like you say, when the third man comes in, the referee was well on
Liam
it.
Sheehan and Cormac Cronin are back on their feet, thankfully, and it'll be a free out to St. Mary's and to Brian Sheehan. Brian drives it up along to Paulie O'Donoghue, who gets out there ahead of Dan O'Donoghue. Don't think they're related, but they're certainly O'Donoghue's. This is Paul now. Low ball inside again, looking for Daniel Daly at the edge of the square. He's already got 1 point to his credit. Aidan Cahill holding on to him. It's a free in, says the referee. Might have been a free out equally for holding on to it, but the referee quite adamant that the Spa man was the...
he was being held by the neck there as well, Gary. So I said that there was no need for it. There was two defenders inside him, but a chance for Brian Sheehan here, just outside the 20-yard line.
This should be the first goal of the afternoon, of the second half. 2 minutes and 40 seconds gone. This to make it 9 points to 6. And I don't know, Tim. I mean, you know, we look at both management sides, but Sean Moynihan definitely would have a lot more to say in the dressing room, we would imagine, than the St. Mary's benches.
Yeah, he'd be very unhappy that they weren't, kicking those 6 wides in the first half, that they didn't really punish Mary's, and whereas guys like Brian Sheehan even will always score.
And Brian Sheehan has always scored, because he scored another one that's put them 4 points up now. 3 points up, 9 points to 6. 3 minutes into the second half, James Devan with the kick out.
Yeah, Gary, looking back at last year's game where the Ardfert beat them in that final, they had 4 goal chances in the first half of that game. They couldn't put Ardfert away, so it seems to be struggling to get scores and put teams away. That's Spa's downfall at the minute.
Michael Finnegan, brief push in the back. Finnegan trying to get it back again now. The boot goes in there from Daniel Daly, and Michael Finnegan, the right cornerback, was fouled. There's quickly taken back. It goes to Hugh O'Donoghue. He'll use the goalie, James Devan. He does. James Devan plays it outside to his left to Hugh, or to Dan O'Donoghue. Dan O'Donoghue use it up this time to Shane Lynch. Shane Lynch now, a little bit of holding by Daniel O'Sullivan, but the referee didn't spot that. Shane Lynch now plays it in again to Carney, the former Kerry minor. Liam Carney now gives it outside to Dan O'Donoghue again, but still Mary's putting early pressure on them. The forwards are working their socks off. This is Shane Lynch trying to work this ball out around the middle of the field, and he does momentarily. It's Ryan Carroll. He's maybe the one Spa player that is penetrating the Mary's defence at the moment this afternoon. Calling for it is Carney in the middle of the field. Referee gives advantage to Evan Cronin. It's a kick from Cronin, and one umpire nods to the other, and he says, put up your flag. Evan Cronin, Tim, getting his first score of the afternoon.
Yeah, and you mentioned him there in your commentary, Ryan O'Carroll. He was one player looking for the ball and trying to get past players in the first half. Great work by him, and put the ball inside Evan Cronin. The umpires had to look each other in the eye for that one, but they were pretty decisive on it. It was a good score by them. It's 2 point game now, 9 points to 7 in favour of Mary's.
Favour of Mary's is right, and Austin Constable's first kick out of the second half. Sheehan goes high, and staying down is Carney, and Carney wins the break. That's much better from Spa down the middle of the field. This is Mike Foley, former Kerry minor as well. He's wearing 15-14. He's come out around the middle of the field now. This is Stam O'Donoghue. Mike Stam O'Donoghue, high ball inside. Austin Constable calls for it, and up he goes. But there was a great confident catch by Constable again, and he plays it outside to his wing back Conor Quirk, and a high tackle there on Dennis Daly. Accidental though, Tim, I think, but There'll probably be a yellow card shown to Cormac Cronin.
Yeah, and the way Carlo Duda works, any tackle like that very close to the head, he will be probably getting a speaking to anyway and probably be issued with a card. But I think it was more clumsy than there was no malice in that at all.
Yeah, it certainly will be a card to Cormac Cronin, the right corner forward. Cronin will possibly get yellow. It could, of course, get black. Highly unlikely, though. I'd say it'll be a yellow card. Yeah, it's a yellow card for Cormac Cronin. It's the first card of the afternoon for Spa. New Cork Senior Football Manager, I'm led to believe, announced in the last 24 hours, a man with a bit of a Kerry connection, Peadar Healy, Tim, former Valencia player.
Oh, Valencia player, yeah. So I'm sure that a lot of people in South Kerry know this gentleman.
Yes.
And a time for probably freshness in Cork, and who knows, maybe there might be one or two Kerrymen joining him in the senior.
That's the news. Peadar Healy, I remember Peadar good few years ago now. He was a guard working in Carsavine. He played with Valencia Island. Speaking of Valencia, I see the former legend Richard Quigley down here. He's here supporting St. Mary's this afternoon. His wife must have converted him. He has got the St. Mary's flag, taking up refereeing now as well. Must be stuck for refs around the county. This is a chance for Brian Sheehan. It's a long one and it's a good one from Brian Sheehan. That's a great score. It's a great response from Sheehan. That's the second from play, Tim.
Yeah, and I suppose that's what you want, your county man to step up to the play, step up to the mark in the second half, and he did it soccer style on the far side of the field.
And a poor kick out by James Devan, straight into the hands of Aidan Walsh. It goes. Walsh across Sean Cordell. He's usually good for a goal. Sean Cordell inside around the square. Oh, he went down very, very slowly. Noddy O'Driscoll with the chance, and Noddy O'Driscoll has put another one over the bar. If Sean Cordell stayed in his hand, maybe stayed in his feet, Tim, he might have got a goal. He went down very easily, but a good point by Niall O'Driscoll.
Yeah, to bring you back to Killian Young in the All-Ireland final, some of the same sort of spot at the side to the right of the keeper, but again he didn't put it ended up. They got their score anyway, back to a 4-point advantage for St. Mary's.
11-7 now, 7 minutes into the second half. Sheehan goes high, breaking the ball down. The break going in there for it, and who's got the break? Spa have it. It's Andrew Garnett gives it to the hard-working Ryan O'Carroll, surrounded by St. Mary's, of course, playing in white this afternoon with that blue sash. They usually wear the blue, but of course Spa are blue. This again is Ryan O'Carroll. He's the top man for Spa for me this afternoon. Ryan Carroll, the runner is Cormac Cronin. Here's a chance of a point for Spa, and that is badly, or has it gone over? That's the slowest umpire I've ever seen go for a flag, but he's gone for it. It's a point, Tim, for Spa. 11-8.
Yeah, 11-8. I thought there was a lot of steps there by, of course, he's the guy with the huge engine at the minute for Spa, Ryan Carroll. A lot of steps there. He definitely took 6 at least before he laid off that ball, but again they'll take that score to bring it back to a 3-point game.
Austin Constable again with another kick out for St. Mary's. This time he goes to his right. They'll adjust the run. Carney goes high. The break has gone the way momentarily. It was of Shane Lynch, but he's lost out for it. Mike Foley now, soccer style. Daniel O'Sullivan is after him. His two sisters are down here, and his dad and mom not too far away from him as well, supporting him. Michael Foley with a good run. Here's a chance for Stavo. No penalty. Surely if he goes down, he stayed up. He should have hit the deck. Penalty's given anyway because it was a rugby tackle around the waist on Mike O'Donoghue. Tim, no doubt in my mind a penalty.
Yeah, he was being well held up. 3 players there, and probably no need for it, just to stand him up rather than put the hands around him there. To be fair, he didn't go to the ground. He punched the ball inside, which a goal could have come, but the referee kept with the advantage, brought it back to where the foul was committed.
Well, Michael Stamo O'Donoghue fouled, and he's going to take the penalty himself. We're 8 minutes into the second half. It's a 3-point game. This is a chance to level it up, Tim.
A chance to level it up, and just to him, match clinching try for Argentina. Double scores now. Ireland 20, Argentina 40.
Wow.
And Stacks 4-13, Duo 10 points.
That's a disappointing day for the Irish rugby team. Once again, they won't make a semi-final of the Rugby World Cup. Here's a penalty for Spa. Mike Stamo O'Donoghue with the kick, and he's missed it. He has the rebound, and he's missed it again. It hit the bottom of the post. It came out. He got the rebound, and Austin Constable saved the rebound.
Yeah, saved again. He spread himself twice now in this game. Austin has kept his team in the game. Like you say, he'll be hero tonight if they pull this one off. But a chance for Spa there, a penalty, and you would expect them, because of previous exploits, to pull that away. But poor kick by his standards, ended with a 45, Gary.
He hit the butt of the post. It came out. He pulled in it the second time, and Austin Constable was there to absolutely block off the save. Constable is now pointing out to the umpire of where the 45 should have taken, and the linesman agrees with that. That's a serious let off, Tim, for St. Mary's.
Yeah, serious let off. You would expect Sam to, really test the keeper in that, but he didn't put it to the right spot, and they have the 45 now.
Ryan O'Carroll with the 45. He'll drive it in around the house. They'll go high for it inside. The break is very important at the moment. It's looked like Cormac Cronin, is it? High tackle momentarily on him there. Yes, that's a free in. It's Dennis Daly is the man that gave gave away the high tackle. So scoreable free now, Tim, from 20 yards out.
Yeah, very scoreable free here. Again, pressure there. That will be talked about tonight. That particular chance by Michael O'Donoghue, but a chance here to bring it back to a 2-point game again, Gary. But that penalty will be well debated.
It certainly will. And here's the chance to put it over the bar, and the umpires now have gone for the white flag. There's no rush in these umpires going for the flags, Tim.
No. They're not in a rush. It's not the heat of an All-Ireland final as far as they're concerned, but they make sure they have the right decision before they go to it. But again, that was a score, and back to a 2-point game, 2-point advantage now by Mary's heading into the 11 minutes.
Liam Sheehan has been substituted on the St. Mary's side. We'll call it again in just a second, but he's gone off. Dennis Daly is the man now that plays the ball into the middle of the field. A let off for St. Mary's. They have a 2-point lead, 11 points to 9, but Austin Constable again doing the heroics. This now is gathered by Aidan Walsh. 2 points from play so far. Drives the ball inside again, looking for Sean Curnan. Sean Curnan gathers it nicely there ahead of Hugh O'Donoghue. Curnan working his way in from the St. Finians into the ground. Great run, he'll punch it across the goal. It's a chance here, but nicely mopped out by Aidan Cahill, the big towering fullback, Tim, and a good captain he is, but a poor kick out straight into Aidan Walsh's hands. Aidan Walsh gives it now here again. It's a tight angle for Niall O'Driscoll, but he's pulled it across the face of the goal, and he puts his head into his hands.
Yeah, let off there by Aidan Cahill. He did everything right except for the pass out straight into a Mary's man hand, and a chance that they should have really exploited as well, but they didn't. But it's in stuff happening on either side of inside the 21 at the minute, Gary.
Ian Casey is the man that has come in for Liam Sheehan. He's gone in at left corner back. The kick out to the far side of the field. Carney again, and Mike McCarthy going high over. The referee's whistle has gone. He says the crowd, well, he was giving the free first of all, Tim, to Spa, but Carl O'Duda realised I've made a blunder here and it should be a free to St. Mary's.
Yeah, because that was well fielded by the wing back, the left half back for Mary, Conor Quirk. Well fielded by him. A chance here, and Brian Sheehan, well, just outside the 45, Gary, and he'll look up at that post and he'll try and put 3 points between the sides heading into the 38th minute of the game, of the second half, sorry.
Certainly, 12 and a half minutes gone. Brian Sheehan just outside the 45-yard line, and he's about 15 yards in from the stand side. His side still leading by 2 points, 11 points to 9, but of course that missed penalty from Michael Stem O'Donoghue, will it come back to haunt Spa? We shall wait and see. Brian Sheehan certainly has the distance, but not the accuracy at all. It's well wide by Brian Sheehan. 6 wides in total, Tim, for St. Mary's, only 2 for Spa.
Yeah, well, they had their chances as well. You were saying earlier that when a game's so close, you could rue those misses, those goal chances, that penalty chance. And again, there's a substitute there. Does it look like the centre forward Niall O'Driscoll is making the way? And in comes the number 18 there for St. Mary's, and it's Darren Casey.
And he's gone into full forward, Darren Casey, and Daly has come out to the 40. That's the switch. Niall O'Driscoll has been taken off. The kick out now by James Devan, out to the middle of the field. High goes Garnett, and again sweeping up the break this time is Shane Cronin, who's had a whale of a game at right half back. He and Ryan O'Carroll have been outstanding for Spa. Still Cronin going through. He gives it inside, a chance for Foley. Now they're blocking, and they're blocking again by Constable, and this time it's pulled on by Evan Cronin. A 45, Tim, to Spa.
Yeah, if there's the man of the match award, he'll definitely be in the run in Austin Constable. Again with his feet spread himself, he was gone the wrong way, but he's took out that leg of his, and it went to a chance again, rebounded and was sent wide. Again, there's another substitute for the Spa side. We'll keep an eye on that, and we'll actually there's movement on both sides of the field at the minute. And again, what a chance again there, Gary, by the Spa side, and great running by the wing back, and that was Shane Cronin, ran right into the heart of the fence, but a brilliant save.
Andrew Garnett been taken off, Tim.
Yeah, a big loss, I suppose. Strong man around the middle, things maybe not going too well for him out in the middle.
The 45 is stroked over the bar by Ryan O'Carroll. A badly needed score for Spa. Could have been a goal, Tim. It's a 1-point game here.
Yeah, I mean, those goal chances, just like they had against Ardfert in the first half of last year's final, they're definitely getting those goal chances between the penalty and the chance there when they draw forward through Shane Cronin. It didn't happen for them.
Spa made 2 switches, corner back and corner forward. We'll call them at the moment, but 14 minutes into the second half, it's 11 points to St. Mary's. It's 10 points to Spa, and the kick out now coming again by the hero of the hour so far, Austin Constable. He drives it out to the middle of the field. High they go, but losing the breaks now, St. Mary's big time. Mike McCarthy after winning this one. Back again it goes to Ryan O'Carroll. Ryan O'Carroll, he's buzzing. He's the man of the match so far for Spa. Great ball inside. Here's a chance for Cronin. Cronin hits it high, and Cronin has missed it. Tim, right right in front of the goal. He's driven it wide.
Yeah, great chance there. Beautiful ball by Ryan Carroll as well. Put it right from all he do is turn and tap it over the bar. He was very close to that goals, but it went to the right and wide. A let off. They're living dangerously, St. Mary's.
Carroll is causing big problems on the 40 now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's runs. Every time he just does one thing, head down and goes run, but the foot passing he's put inside is absolutely immaculate the way he can put the ball in front of his man.
Mike Foley being taken off. Mike Stamo Donoghue being brought out around the middle of the field. That's another substitution made by Sean Moynihan and his management team. Gone in there, number 20, full forward line. That's Cian Tobin. Ball is broke around the middle of the field. For once now, the Marys have got a break. They haven't had many in the last 10 minutes. Brian Sheehan after getting this break. Drive it inside now for the young fresh man inside. That's Darren Casey. Darren Casey gets out ahead of his man. It's a 1 point lead for the South Kerry side at the moment. Here is Paulie O'Donoghue, still 40 yards out from goal. Plays it back now, goes to Conor O'Shea. Conor O'Shea slipping to the ground, gives it back to Brian Sheehan on the 45. Brian Sheehan hits it high for Sean Cornan. The passes inside to Cornan are really poor this afternoon. They're giving him no chance at all. Here's a chance now for the wing back, Daniel O'Sullivan. Daniel plays it outside to Paulie O'Donoghue with the outside of the right boot. Paulie never really looked at the post for that one, Tim. A wide ball for St. Mary's.
He put it wide, and that high ball there from Brian Sheehan didn't do help at all inside for Cornan.
Cornan is getting desperate service.
Yeah, that high ball is no good for him because his man is towering over him.
Good forward if they can give ball into him.
He needed chest high though.
He's getting woeful service inside Sean Cornan. They're all high skyscrapers that's going into him. If this man can get 1-on-1 and give him a low chest ball, he will bulge that net, I can guarantee you. This ball is now transferred in the mid of the field. It's an 11 points to 10. It's a 1 point lead for St. Mary's. This is Shane Cronin. Shane Cronin gives it inside to Michael Finnegan. Back again it goes to Cronin. He's already got 1 point. Was he pulled? He was. I think that should have been a free in. It is given now. It's a late one, but I don't think St. Mary's have gotten any consternation about that one, Tim. He was pulled to the ground and a 14-yard free to Spa.
Yeah, the running of Shane Cronin now, Gary, and Ryan Carroll from I suppose that halfback is really causing huge problems. They can't cope with him. They're on the back foot and they're pulling those frees each time, and this is a simple tap over free for Mike Stam O'Donoghue, but that's definitely working for them, and they'd expect that maybe Stam will be winning ball around the middle as well and let those guys on their bikes and run towards goal, because it's definitely paying dividends.
Just to level it with 13 minutes to go, and he doesn't miss those ones. Michael O'Donoghue's 4th point of the afternoon, 3 of them frees, 11 points each, Tim, with 13 left.
Yeah, the game is definitely in the melting pot here. We're into the 18th minute of this, of course, a big game coming up as well. Of course, the Rathmore Legion game, the county championship game, that's coming up again after this game, but this is pretty entertaining at the moment. 11 points apiece just as they started.
Now possession is vital. Austin Constable drives it out to the middle of the field. High goes Daly, left it after him though. Dennis Daly was touched on the ground. The referee's going to throw the ball up. Dennis Daly and Mike McCarthy colliding. Looking at the overall side of it, Tim, I suppose we should have had 4 goals, maybe 2 on each side this afternoon.
Yeah, goals, and I suppose the big talking point is the missed penalty by Mike Stam, but on the other side of the field, Austin Constable, heroic stuff by him inside in the St. Mary's goals.
Carney trying to win the ball off Brian Sheehan. Sheehan gets it. He's fouled around the neck. A high tackle by Carney. Referee gives the free to Brian Sheehan exactly where the ball is thrown in. 11 points apiece. We are now on 12 minutes in space. I don't know how Aidan Walsh got free, but he did. Coming through is Daniel Daly. Daniel Daly for the lead, surely for St. Mary's, and he's tipped it over the bar. Daniel Daly getting his 2nd of the afternoon.
2nd, yeah, good score by them, great work. And I suppose if referees are to be consistent, Gary, that was a tackle around the neck on Brian Sheehan. You do issue a yellow card.
Yeah.
You know, the ones they earlier
wasn't given,
and it wasn't given. So referees have to be consistent of that, because he was pulled to the ground by the neck, and again,
but quick thinking by Sheehan, a good free by him. 60 yards
great
out.
work inside, put the ball inside, great score by St. Mary's.
12-11, St. Mary's lead again. James Devan is caught between a stone and a hard rock here. He doesn't know whether to go short or long. He goes long. Neither Dennis Daly or Mike McCarthy gets it, but a man that does get it is Daniel Daly, who's left his full forward bet now. He's out around the right half forward position, plays it back to Daniel Kasura O'Sullivan. He gives it inside now to Aidan Walsh. It's nicely gathered by Dennis Daly. In space again is fouling Daniel O'Sullivan, one of the long serving members of the team. He of course along with Sheehan and along with Constable, they've been great men, and Niall Noddy O'Driscoll as well. This now is Paulie O'Donoghue, 2 points to his credit so far, much better in the first half than he's been in the second half. Sheehan from 45 yards out is going to have a cut, but that cut has gone left and wide.
Yeah, again the wides are racking up as far as St. Mary's concerned into the 20th minute of the second half here. A 1 point advantage by St. Mary's, and a very entertaining intermediate final, Gary.
The Whites are racking up 6 in the first half to St. Mary's, 4 in the second half to St. Mary's. Spa have 2 in the first and 1 in the second. The kick out now again from James Devan in the middle. What a crowded midfield. Staying away from the whole lot of it was Conor O'Shea, and Conor O'Shea wins the ball, and Cathal O'Dood is the whistle in his mouth, but he says play on. Dennis Daly transferring it now to the brother. This is Daniel 70 yards out from goal still, giving it to Brian Sheehan. Can St. Mary's go 2 ahead? They're 1 up at the moment. Sheehan holding on to the ball very much so. Took a lot of steps, got away with that one, Brian Sheehan. This is Daly, and now there's travelling on Daniel Daly, but Tim, the way I saw it is that Brian Sheen did more travelling than Daly did.
Yeah, Brian could have been pulled in the first, but it didn't work out from anyway. Spa in the attack again, Gary.
Spa trapping this ball in front of him. That's the substitute that's just been introduced there. Cian Tobin in the last few minutes. In fact, it's not. It's Craig Hickey. Craig Hickey now a chance to level it again. That's looking good. That's home and hose. Craig Hickey, the substitute, came on number 18. We're level again, Tim.
Yeah, and it's indecisiveness, I suppose, by St. Mary's out around the middle of the park, because they had plenty of space to get the ball wide, but they didn't. Over in a very short space, they were caught for over carrying it, and that was, I suppose, punished at the other side of the field. It's back level pegging again, Gary, on 21 minutes.
21-9 to go. 12 points to St. Mary's, 12 points to Spa. Will we have extra time? Austin Constable to this side of the field, looking for Daly. That's the Dennis of the Dailies. Dennis gets it there ahead of Mike McCarthy. It's into in stuff. Still Daly holding on to it again. Took a few steps. Space is vital. It's got by Daniel O'Sullivan, the wing back, former St. Mary's captain. This is Paulie O'Donoghue. Paulie O'Donoghue, an All-Ireland junior winner, of course, with Kerry. Paulie gives it into Brian Sheen. There's a loose man, Aidan Walsh. You don't want to let this guy loose. He'll do damage. Aidan Walsh going through. Still Aidan Walsh. Great run. He'll put it on the left. There should be a point, but he's pulled it badly. Aidan Walsh. Certainly, Tim, not putting in the performance today that he did for South Kerry last week.
Yeah, he rushed his shot there. It didn't help, but they looked dangerous when they were in the attack there. Paulie O'Donoghue starting that up again for St. Mary's. They have a bit of space creeping into the game now as well, and you would think that if there was a goal between
a goal win it, you'd think,
yeah, from either side,
yeah.
So whatever that mistake will be made, or whoever will punish them, they could be home and hosed.
12 points to 12 points. 8 minutes left here in the Fitzgerald Stadium. The high ball again. Now getting the breaks is Michael Stam O'Donoghue, the experienced man who they brought out from full forward to run middle of the field, and that's why they brought him out. Mike McCarthy in the middle of the field. Who'll finish the stronger? Who'll be the fitter of the sides? Ryan O'Carroll pulled to the ground by Conor O'Shea, and Conor O'Shea's name will go into Cathal O'Dooda's notebook. Tim, what colour will this be?
Yeah, we were just saying it about earlier when Brian Sheen, but to be fair, he didn't make a meal of it. That Ryan Carroll is causing a lot of problems, goes for St. Mary's, but he has runs all afternoon, and definitely an impact in the second half by that player. But the referee,
my apologies, it's Daniel Daly, it's not Conor O'Shea.
Yeah, it is Daniel Daly, and no, he's not. I was going to say, he knows it already? He isn't.
No,
but that's a yellow card by him. Again, he's got most of the calls right today.
Yeah,
to be fair.
third Mary's man to be booked: Dennis Daly, Daniel Daly, and Paulie O'Donoghue. Free taken quickly. Mike Stam O'Donoghue, 12 points apiece with 7 minutes left here. Long ball inside, looking for Evan Cronin. Cronin gathers it nicely, tugging the jersey there. Referee gave advantage. It was a tug by Patrick Cornan. Cronin still holding on to it. It's outside here now for the midfielder Liam Carney. He'll have a cut from 45. Long high. Constable comes out, and the rescue comes from Brian Curden. Tim, the fullback, came to save the goalie.
Yeah, that's where you want to shield your keeper, and that's where he did it there. Broken down by Austin, and they come away with it against St. Mary's.
They stopped because there's a St. Mary's man gone down injured. That's Conor Quirk. Cornan had the ball, Anthony Cornan, but
it's a case now, Gary. Who wants it more? There's chances at either side of the field.
It does. St. Mary's, I don't know, but this high ball going in now, Constable has dealt very well with them, but they're a little bit dodgy with the high ball that's going into them, aren't they?
Oh yeah, if you have one of those forwards in the right place, and that Evan Cronin, to be fair, he's played very well in the second half, but the big players for them, Shane Cronin, and we said about the runs of Ryan Carroll causing all sorts of problems and put him on the back foot, and I suppose what they've come into the game with freeze.
If St. Mary's shaded the first half, Spa have shaded the second.
Oh, they have. They're a different team in the second half, and I'm sure that he had some tough words at half time, because he knows they're better in their first half performance, Spa. But look, it's in the melting pot now, Gary, into the 24th minute. It's level pegging,
and it's still possession for St. Mary's, and Brian Sheen to take it from the right half back position. Play on, let's go. It says Cathal O'Dooda. Still Brian Sheen hasn't taken it. The crowd are getting on in his back. Good ball inside to Sean Cornan. I still predict there's a goal in him, but we're running out of time. There's 6 minutes left. Sean Cornan gives it inside nicely to Aidan Walsh. Aidan Walsh is rounding Shane Lynch. Aidan Walsh going through. A goal! And who's got the goal? Tim Moynihan. Sean Cornan.
You call it, you said it, you said there's a goal, and we were just saying it earlier, Gary. What a time to get a goal. 25 minutes gone in the second half. 1-12 to 12 points, but great move, great work by them when they were driving forward, and there he was in the end of it. He started the move and he finished it, Gary.
That was good, well predicted now, Timothy, you must admit.
I tell you should be managed. I tell you, if Morris Fitz walks out in this intermediate team, you'll be managed.
He's always a man for a goal, is Sean Cornan. This ball is transferred now to Shane Cronin. Will we have a goal on the other side? Shane Cronin, this is a chance for Spa. It's Donoghue, the wing back. Donoghue! Austin Constable at full length again for a 45.
Well, if you have to score him on one side of the field, watch the Sean Cornan, the captain, did. Well, you need your goalkeeper to be alert at the other side, and my God, was he alert today. In goals, Austin Constable. And number number of saves by him to keep his team in it at different times, but they have a chance of a free here. But great work again by the Spa driving forward, but that man they find it very difficult to beat Austin today in the form he's in.
Well, man of the match, I would think, if there is a man of the match award, I'd be giving it to Mr. Constable at the moment. 112 to 12 points now, with 5 minutes left. The 45 from Ryan O'Carroll. He's driven it badly to the left and wide, Tim.
Yeah, a chance that, you want to bring your team back into it. There's still plenty of time left for them to get those scores, but you needed that point now to stop the momentum. That's a great score, and we did say if somebody was to get a goal in the last 6 or 7 minutes, it would be very tough for the opposing team to come back.
Well, Aidan Walsh was the man that worked his way in from the St. Finian's end. He hand passed it across the goal, and there, palming it into the empty net, was Sean Curnan. He's always one of the greatest goal poachers I've seen in modern day football. Out it goes to the middle of the field again, and now the break on the way of St. Mary's, and Daniel O'Sullivan gives it back here now again to Dennis Daly. Back again to Daniel O'Sullivan. Inside now it's working to Patrick Curnan, and he plays it outside to Brian Sheehan. 4 minutes left on the watch. St. Mary's leading by 3, 112 to 12 points. Conor O'Shea giving it now again to Paulie O'Donoghue. Back it goes to Daniel Daly. Good run by St. Mary's to Brian Sheehan. This for a
4-point lead. Sheehan back to Daniel Daly. This for a 4-point lead from Daniel Daly. High and over the bar. St. Mary's are on their way to lifting this trophy, Tim. Yeah, and they were the better of the two teams in the first half, Gary, and Spa came out really strong in the second half, taking the game to them, but they've hit a purple patch in the last couple of minutes again, and when they hit a purple patch, they are scoring, and that's probably the difference. They are taking their chances, Gary. Brian Lynch, the cornerback, who's working it out now, the substitute that came in there just a while back, to Aidan Cahill. Nothing else but a goal now from Spa, you would feel. 3.5 minutes to go here, and this Castle Island Martin Intermediate Cup football final. Are St. Mary's going to go on and play the Tipperary champions? I think that's who they're facing next. Was there a push there? I think there was, by Brian Curran and his man on the far side of the field, Tim. It's a free into Spa in front of the stand. Yeah, and they'll be anxious to get on with it because the clock is waiting for no man. 113 to 12 points in favour of St. Mary's, and they're about 35 yards out over the far side. Will this be put into the edge of the square to someone get on the end of it? Well, it'll have to be. They need a goal now, Gary. Austin Constable is calling for reinforcements, and the man he's calling back on his line is Brian Sheehan. Brian Curran still doing a lot of harassing out there illegally, so says Cahill O'Duda. This is another free that will need to be walked in. It's quickly taken to Liam Carney. Liam Carney running at Aidan Walsh. Still Carney hitting the deck rather easily. Carney holding on to the football, but the referee says he's won a free in. About 20 yards out from goal. He hit the deck fairly easily though. Yeah, but what's happening now, Gary? Every time there's a stop for a free, the clock is not waiting. It's into the 28th minute now, and look, it's a dangerous lead in. They'll go take their point here, which is wise to them. They still have enough time in the clock for one or two more attacks. This should be easy bread and butter stuff to Spa. And this will put 3 between the sides again. That goal in it now again. 2 minutes to go, Tim. That goal by Sean Curnan, the difference. Yeah, you're calling it all on afternoon, to be fair to you, Gary, and you said it. Even when that man was on the ball, he started the move here. He was on the end of it. Great work by them, and very decisive score at a very decisive time as well, to give the momentum and give that huge advantage to St. Mary's. Well, my point about Curnan, I mean, I know him well. He is an ace goal scorer. When you give him any around, he's a brilliant soccer player actually, and he's a great man to get a goal. But the service he was getting in for 50 minutes a day was diabolical. Yeah, the ball was up in the sky. There were skyscrapers to him, and when they were falling, he did his best to try and get in the end of him. But when he's 1-on-1, as you said there, he can exploit a defence. Shane Lynch taken off. Kieran Spillane in at wing back. Break in the middle of the field, gone the way of Mr. B. Sheehan, the Kerry Inter-County star. Brian Sheehan gathers the ball and gives it now to Daniel Daly. 113 to 13 points, a minute and a half to go. Daniel Cosur O'Sullivan gives it to Paulie O'Donoghue. This to wrap it up. Paulie will go for a point. You'll feel he does. Paulie O'Donoghue from right 5 yards, he's missed it. Oh my God. 5 yards out, Tim. Yeah, it was easier to kick it over the bar than kick it wide. You'd never think it went there. A chance to really wrap it up. That's still a 3-point game into the 29th minute of the game. They'll want to get this and move it to the other side of the field, Spa. 113 to 13 points, and right in front of the post he's missed it. I don't know how he did, but he did. And this is Liam Carney that's fouled in the middle of the field. A goal surely for Spa. Nothing else will do. That's what they've got to get. Can they get it? Can St. Mary's hold out? This is a chance for Kieran Hickey. Now of course again the wing back Cronin going through, pulled to the ground without a shadow of doubt. 14-yard free in for St. Mary's. Any coloured card, Tim, be shown. A little bit of a fight has erupted here between Dan O'Donoghue and his And
Marker, Conan, Anthony.
And no need. It's a bit of handbag stuff, I'm sure, Carl. He's issued a yellow card here. And what I'm saying, every time there's a guy pulled down now, the clock is running down as well. And you couldn't see him get a goal from here. Mike Stam is over the ball. A chance for St. Mary's to get bodies back as we move into the 30th minute.
He's not going to get a goal from here. There's a 20. They're going for the goal. Here's Stam with a shot. Blocked again. And somehow, I don't know, but he went for the goal early. He's still cleared out. We're not on 30 yet. A chance over the far side of the field for Paulie O'Donoghue. Paulie O'Donoghue plays back with Ryan Carroll. What a game he's had for Spa. Here's a chance now. Spa trying to work it in again. It's hands on deck. His body's on the line. Spa, St. Mary's have 14 men behind the ball. Surely a pull on Shane Cronin. Referee says another 14-yard free in for Spa.
And you could call it charging as well, because he was going to put up a wall in front of him, but the referee, Carlo Duda, he's calling a point, and I'm sure they'll try and work the same thing. They'll be noted that they're into injury time. They need a goal.
Mike Stam O'Donoghue's regretting his penalty miss now, Tim, isn't he? Unfortunately for him.
And we said it during the course of the commentary, Gary, that you'll rue chances, and that was a huge chance. When they were on top, actually, they had the chance of that
Austin
penalty.
Constable has come about 20 yards out from his goal. He's the first man to face this one. Going for goal. Oh, blocked on the line again. Daniel Cosuro Sullivan, and it's all over. St. Mary's are the intermediate champions, Tim, 113 to 13 points.
Yeah, Gary, totally deserving that 3-point victory, and we said a goal would be decisive, and great move, and of course that player that is the captain of the side, Sean Cornan, but today it'll be about the chances missed as well by Spa and the heroics of Austin Constable inside. He did it in the first half, he did it in the second half, he made himself big when the goals would be decisive for Spa at that time, but it's a real effort and a great workman-like performance by Brian Sheehan, but great movement, and they found a lot of space. They started the game well. Spa came into it in the second half, but look at that huge joy on their faces, and a great touch by Morris Fitzgerald and management to pull this one off.
Spa have a lot of regrets though tonight.
Yeah, regrets like they'll have last year in last year's final. You think they'd have learned from missed chances. They had 4 missed chances against Ardfert in last year's final. They didn't come out in the second half and perform. It was Ardfert that won the day, and again they had the chances today, Gary.
And Tim, when we look at all these 6 St. Mary's forwards, 2 points from Paulie O'Donoghue, 1 point from Niall O'Driscoll, 2 from Aidan Walsh, 3 from Daniel Daly, 1 from Anthony Conan, and a goal from Sean Conan. They all scored.
Yeah, great spread of score, and that's what it is, and they found that bit of space as well in the second half. But you have to admire, I suppose, the credit due to certain players on the other side, Ryan Carroll and Shane Cronin, going forward at a number of occasions, trying to cause problems, and he tried very hard as well, both Dan O'Donoghue and Michael Stam O'Donoghue. But today was St. Mary's Day, and they say goals win games. Well, 1 goal won this one, Gary.
Certainly. Well, that's it from us here in the commentary. There'll be celebrations in Carsavine tonight. St. Mary's are back as intermediate champions, and now they'll go on the road to Croke Park, and I suppose, Tim, it'll take a good team to beat them.
Yeah, and the momentum is with them. They're a serious side and a good balanced side as well, both youth and experience, and an intermediate team always has a good chance with the last number of years when they leave Kerry, and I'm sure that Brian Sheehan will want to take his team into Munster and win a Munster and a provincial before they head to Croker.
Well, it's commiserations to Spa. Sean Conan will climb the steps in the next few moments, and he lifts the intermediate trophy, and St. Mary's will now to go on representing Kerry in the Munster Intermediate Championship. The final score here from the Castle Aldermart Intermediate Club Football Final is a 1-goal win for St. Mary's, 113 to St. Mary's, 13 points from Spa. For myself and Tim, it's back to the studio for the moment.
Sunday Sports on